Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Today, we're back with Amazon bestselling author Leah Orr. Hey, Leah, welcome back.
Thank you.
So, today I want to talk to you about book signing events.
Mhm.
So, how do you typically set up for these book signing events?
If it's a book signing in a bookstore, they usually will provide the table and you provide the books. If it's like a street festival or a small craft festival or a church group or a senior center, then I will usually provide the table and a tablecloth and then my books as well.
Right. And what would you say is the typical turnout?
Typical turnout for me, my goal is to always sell at least 30 to 50 books.
Great.
Um, Depending on the weather,
Hmm.
sometimes it's less, and depending on whether I'm in Florida, so we have a season here, and it's very busy in the winter. So I can usually sell a lot more books in the winter and less in the summer.
Oh, that's a great point. I am from Florida as well, and I know that there's a big snowbird season in the
Yeah,
winter.
it is.
And what strategies would you say you use at book signings to engage readers?
At book signings, I just try to introduce myself and explain that I'm local and explain that I donate the profit of my books to charity.
Hmm.
And then I will go through, if they're interested, go through and explain each and every one of my murder mysteries and what they're about. Or if it's the children's books, then I'll go and explain what the children's books are about.
And when you are explaining your children's books, do you go through the story of your daughter and your personal journey with cystic fibrosis?
I usually, I don't. I explain that I donate the profit to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, but unless I'm asked specifically, well, why cystic fibrosis, or what's the story behind that, or what's the genesis of this, then I'll go ahead and explain it. But in the back of all of my books, it explains the fact that I donate the money to CF and also why I do it.
That's a great point to kind of feel out what the potential reader or customer just wants to talk about, and the conversation will lead itself from there. Sound like
Yeah,
it's
I
the
mean,
same
there's so
pitch.
much to say at these things that you just have to kind of, just wait to see specifically what they want to hear. Otherwise, it's just too much speaking on your behalf, and that, people are just not engaged.
Right, right. And would you say it's important for authors to have a social mission or to share personal stories to connect with their readers?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, everybody has a reason why they write, or a passion as to what they're writing about. So it's always a question that I have, like, why this story? Why did you feel like you had to tell it? What resonated with you to write the story to begin with. So I'm always interested in that.
And how would you say that you measure the success of a book signing event when it's over?
I would say, like, for me, I would like to sell between 20 and 30 copies. Then I felt like I met enough people. It was well worth my time. But sometimes, even if it's a rainy day and it's funny because you would think during a rainy day, you have one or two sales that was unsuccessful. But sometimes because you get that little extra time, or those people that made an effort to come out, even though it was raining,
Hmm.
those conversations, they're longer because it's not a big crowd, and they
Right.
lead to bigger things. So they'll lead to, oh, my book club, we have 30 ladies in my book club. We'd love to, host you for an event. Or I have this women's club meeting I'd like for you to attend. Um, Oftentimes, like, the smaller crowds can lead you to bigger things.
That's a great point. You're already there. Even if 10 people show up that
Yeah,
day, make
exactly.
good close connections with each one of them. And that's an interesting point on the events or book clubs. Do you
Mhm.
typically go to a book club or another event if someone invites you to through a book signing?
Yes. So if it's a local book club, I'll go and I'll offer discounted signed copies. If it's a book club that's out of town, I often will Zoom in, just for a question answer period. But all of my murder mysteries have book club questions in the back, which is really helpful for writers too, because when you do get invited to a book club and you never really know where the questions are going to come from, you can guide them to a certain way, by having your own questions in the back. It makes it easy for everybody. And then you know exactly how to answer all those questions.
Yeah, great idea. And lastly, I just want to ask you, is there anything specific that you would recommend that authors should bring to a book signing? Any extra merch or a email sign up sheet or anything like that?
Email sign up sheets are really helpful because if they're interested in your books, when you have a new release coming out, you can email them. So that's really nice to have. What happens is with a lot of indie writers like myself is that we don't have 10,000 people to send out our new releases to. So let's
Right.
say, for example, you're a best-selling author with like Penguin Random House or Harper Collins. Before the book is even out in the street, they've already sent this book to 10,000 reviewers that basically work for them. So
Mm.
that's why in new releases, you'll see, oh, this book just came out. How does it already have 10,000 reviews? Well, they have that type of infrastructure where indie authors simply don't. So that email list is really helpful because those are people that you can count on to read a book, write a review, and it just helps you build in popularity.
Well, Leah, thank you. That was wonderful insight on book signing events.
Thank you.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to today's interview with Amazon bestselling author Leah Orr. Be sure to check out our website for more videos. Wishing you all a fulfilling and successful writing journey.